I'm furious over Furiosa. Everybody, hope y'all doing well today. This week's Take 2 review is Furiosa from, Furiosa, a Mad Max saga from this year. Stars Anne Taylor-Joy and Chris Hemsworth. And it's a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road, but it's, Furiosa centered. I was kind of not really on the fence, but this is one of those that could really shit the bed pretty easily if not done well, but it is done well, so that's the end of the review. Now, it is done fairly well. It starts out when Furiosa's like 8 or 9, and her and this other little girl are in the area that she came from, and she's trying to get a peach, and they hear something, and there's like 3 or 4 normal looking road warrior type looking guys in the forest down below, and they're in like a little oasis. The most of the rest of the world outside the little strip is wasteland. But the bad guys have slaughtered a horse, and they're just, they're taking everything they can. Well, she blows a whistle and then tries to go attack them. She cuts the gas lines on a couple of motorcycles, and anyways, long story short, she's an 8-year-old girl, and she gets overpowered and caught by the remaining bad guys. And her mom goes after them once she finds out what's going on, and she kills a lot of them. But one of them gets back to his base, and his leader is Chris Hemsworth. I cannot remember Chris Hemsworth's character's name. It's a very pompous name, though. And in the end, her mom gets killed, and she gets taken prisoner by Chris Hemsworth. Initially, you think, well, is Chris Hemsworth the Immortal Joe character, and he's just not changed his name and persona to that? But no, it's their own little group of wasteland, road warrior type people. Anyways, eventually they run into a war boy, and they find out about Immortal Joe and the Citadel, and they try to attack it, and they get their ass kicked. Well, then they find out about the gas town. They do overtake gas town, and they end up working out a deal with Immortal Joe, where they'll run gas town, and everybody else can do their stuff, but everybody be hunky-dory. Well, that goes well for a little bit, and then it doesn't. And this is not just the story of Furiosa, it's the story of that other character that Chris Hemsworth plays, and them bouncing off each other, because he ends up being the one that kills her mom, but she also fights and lives with him for a pretty good while until she gets into the Immortal Joe group. But yeah, it's a good prequel. I mean, the bad thing about prequels is you already know the end if you're a fan of the movie they're being a prequel for. So, that makes them a little more pointless in a way as a movie. But this one held my interest all the way through. And it's done pretty well. I mean, there's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of car chases, even though they've got their own fuel, before Chris Hemsworth group gets into Gastown, where are they getting all the fuel? Who knows? Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed. This is on HBO Max right now, so if you have that, check it out. It's worth watching. Glad I didn't go to the movies though, because it is 2.5 hours long, and it's way too long with a bladder full. Just is. Yeah. Next week I'll have something sleazy for y'all, so we'll see y'all then.